So hello everybody and welcome to this Omega presentation, which should take about 35 minutes. There's a lot of information we're about to put forth. There's a lot to take in, and if it's your first time, don't worry if you don't understand it all. I don't think anybody did on their first occasion looking at the information, because there's so much to take in. But Omega is a brand new company, just started in 2019. So we're going to give you a little bit of its own history and the history of the companies that underpin it, the successful companies that have made it so ready for launch and who are catapulting it into its ambition, really, to become one of the biggest online analytic companies in the world. So Omega is the name of the company, and the two companies with which it's associated are called Expedite Consulting Group and Feat Software. Now, this is the strong foundation on which Omega is built. Expedite Consulting Group are a major company operating in many countries around the world, and with a turnover around 60 million euros per annum. Feat Software is a slightly newer company, but very successful in its field as well. So in the coming slides, we will try to explain to you exactly what these companies are and why they wanted to come together to launch a concern like Omega, with big ambition and with big rewards for those taking part. So Expedite Consulting Group used the old Thomas Edison adage, if there's a way to do it better, find it. It's their slogan for 2019. And they've over 25 years of experience, principally in international transfers, but also they offer cost and tax optimization systems. Now, they offer this sort of mentoring advice and facilitation to one of the top 5 accounting companies in the world. We can't mention them here because for legal reasons, but that association was shown to us in a recent visit to head office, so we know that it exists. But they're not really one for blowing their own trumpet, because they work in very confidential areas like strategic management, legal and taxation hearings, financial derivatives, and risk hedging, and obtaining finance and banking in banking and the non-banking sectors. But international transfers, money transfers of large order, are where they make most of their profit. We'll detail a little bit of that as we go along. This is the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of Expedite Consulting Group. His name is Bartosz Nawalski, and his father founded the company just over 25 years ago. Bartosz himself wanted to strike out on his own, but before he took over his father's company, he founded his own brokerage house as a student at the age of 21. And the funny thing about it was he keeps reminding us that his secretary was much older than him when he started. So he really did start at a young age. But with his business acumen, he helped develop very famous Polish and Eastern European brands, Lovitz, Fortuna, Tarsen, Dr. Witt, Kotlin, and Garden. We'll have a look at these individually as we go through the presentation. He also built the entire distribution process of Frugo Juice, which is a huge juice across Eastern Europe and especially in America. And Bartosz built these distribution processes in Poland, Romania, Bulgaria, and in the USA. Also marketing strategy for food care, for Maspex, for MK Cafe, and introduced the American Bull drink in Central Europe for Pepsi Cola. Indeed, he has a lot of expertise in the energy drink area, which you'll see in a few slides' time. Here's some of the Expedite Consulting Group team, kind of the executive team really, because there are 1,000 employees in the Expedite Group. There are lawyers, business development managers, key account managers, and marketing and sales and product managers and executive directors at the top level. And here they are in the head office in Kiev in the Ukraine. There are 2 main offices, one in Warsaw in Poland and one in Kiev in the Ukraine. The Kiev office is used because there's a lot more trust in dealing with Russia and its entities into the former Russian colony of the Ukraine than there is, for instance, with Russia dealing directly into Poland or into Europe. Also, Europe has a much better working relationship with the Ukraine than it does, for instance, directly with Russia. So this is a very strategic move on behalf of Expedite Consulting Group, as they affect their large money order transfers, sometimes in the range of 100 million euros or more, that they are domiciled in Kiev in the Ukraine for this purpose. That's Bartosz in the middle. I like the fact that he always seems to be wearing jeans. That gives a good sense of the grounding of the man. And second from the left, standing on the right, of course, but second from the left, just to the right of the door, that's behind him, is Lukasz Bozek, which is the CEO of Feat Software. And we'll meet Lukasz in more detail in a moment. And this is the oldest pillar of Expedite activity. It was set up by Bartosz's father 25, nearly 26 years ago to optimize the Polish National Fund for the Rehabilitation of the Disabled. So it's a very moral and altruistic company that employs lots of disabled people. And employment of disabled people within Expedite Consulting Group and within those it mentors, those of its clients as well. They really do encourage the employment of disabled people, and that's the national logo for the Polish National Fund for the Rehabilitation of the Disabled. The Expedite holding structure is getting bigger all the time, some of it in Poland, some of it in Great Britain, now some in the United Arab Emirates, now in Zurich in Switzerland, now forming as well in parts of Asia. And there are now 40 different entities under the Expedite holding structure, all legal entities that are set up to help Expedite in its business activities around the world. The global structure is growing all the time. Malta, United Kingdom, Germany, UAE, United States, Hong Kong, Slovakia, Georgia, and Ukraine. So they really do have a global reach. That's their global structure. Expedite in numbers, I've alluded to some of the figures already. Over 60 million euro of revenue, 40 entities in the group, and of 1,000 employees, 700 of them, or over 700 now, are disabled. So over 700 disabled people working directly in the Expedite Consulting Group. It's even bigger when you look at the wider advice circle in which Expedite operates. Over 5,000 disabled people are employed at the behest or at the, I suppose, the wish of Expedite and the advice of Expedite by Expedite clients throughout Europe and the world. So over 5,000 disabled people gainfully employed thanks to Expedite. They've also run over 100 workshops where disabled people with business ideas can get mentorship and backing and venture capital, and where companies per se, not necessarily founded by disabled people, can also have a mentoring workshop, and over 100 of those have been created by Expedite in its history. Some of the most important projects that Expedite have promoted: Tiger became the #1 energy drink in Poland. It even outstripped Red Bull. And as it was in the #1 position, there came a problem. The owner of the Tiger brand and Bartosz were faced with a bit of a crisis, because Tiger, very much like in Ireland, we have the notorious Conor McGregor. Tiger was the brand of choice of the Polish lightweight boxing champion of the world. His name is Dariusz Michalczewski. And Dariusz said, you're impinging on my brand and my copyright by using Tiger in your drink, and I want you to cease and desist, or possibly pay me a lot of money. I'm only surmising that was the case. So Bartosz and the owner of the Tiger brand faced a bit of an impossible situation. So they withdrew Tiger from the market and relaunched it 1 week later under the name Black. And who do they get to launch it? Not just any old boxer, but Iron Mike Tyson. So there you'll see Black, Mike Tyson holding up the thing. Dariusz Michalczewski, or Shevsky, is holding up the Tiger brand, which disappeared. And Mike Tyson's brand of Black, which we've sampled ourselves in Warsaw Airport, and very nice it is too, is now the #1 brand in Poland, thanks to the business acumen and the, I suppose, the drive and determination of the CEO, Bartosz Nawalski. Some other projects that Expedite have promoted: I've mentioned that Frugal Juice was relaunched under the guidance of Bartosz. 300 million bottles sold in the first year around the world. Dr. Vit, which is available right throughout Europe, and especially by the German multiples here in Ireland, increase of sales of more than 380% in 1 year. And some of the companies who have placed their trust in Expedite aren't household names in Western Europe, but in Eastern Europe, Petrotank, Noble Bank, and PepsiCo, of course, would be known to all, would be very, very strong brands. So just some of the companies that place their trust in Expedite. Feat Software, not quite the same size of company, but successful nonetheless. They offer made-to-measure IT solutions under the guidance of Lukasz Bozek, who is their Chief Executive Officer or CEO. He has many years of experience as an FX trader at Santander Bank. Financial risks management is his stock and trade. He conducts and oversees all of the international money transfers on behalf of the Expedite Group. And he's an MBA as well, a Master of Business Administration. I don't pretend to know anything about the technology that Feat Software use. I've heard of Agile, I've heard of Java. This is all above my pay grade, but these are the innovative software services and technology that's used by Feat Software. Its products are process management and integration tools, e-commerce, CRM systems, big data, customized solutions like building the website and the back office and all the functionality for Omega, mobile applications, and web portals. And if you've seen the Omega back office created by Feat Software, it really is something special. And that brings us to Omega, whose ambition is to be the largest online analytics company in the world. And Bartosz and Lukasz and their team realize that there are three huge players in the online analytics team, and that none of them are sharing the profits with the people that they're taking the information from, you and me. Because if you are availing of a free product like Amazon services, or if you're on Google, or if you use Facebook, then they're using your searches, your emails, your content, the words you use, even when you message people, to create a picture or profile of you, which they then sell through their analytics sales service onto companies that would need that information to launch products. They're the big players in the market. Amazon services, Google Analytics, and Facebook. And now Omega hurls a new era in marketing analytics, where they propose to share the revenue with everybody who gets involved. So the Omega management board took the two CEOs, one from Expedite Consulting Group and one from Feat Software. Bartosz retained the CEO title. He is the senior guy in Omega, and Lukasz Bojak became the CFO, or Chief Financial Officer. So not only are they the head of the two supporting companies, but they're CEO and CFO of Omega and form the management board. Some of this team we've met on a recent visit to Warsaw. Once again, on the far right is Bartosz, and fourth in under the Omega sign is Lukasz Bojak. Some of the team have looked after us on a recent visit to Warsaw when Lukasz was detailing lots of the activities of not just Feat Software or Expedite, but of Omega as well. The media is all over Omega as well. This is the Polish version of Newsweek and Forbes magazine. I don't pretend to know what they're saying here, but there has been extensive press coverage about Omega and its management group as well. And Omega Group is also transparent. It's front and center. We'll be asking some of these questions at an upcoming meeting with Bartosz and Lukasz, asking them to detail these entities and holding companies: Nautilus Investments in the UAE, Omega Holding in Malta, Omega Group International in the UK, and the newly formed Omega Global Limited in Hong Kong. And these are the Omega offices, with, as I say, Asia opening soon, an office in Tokyo opening soon, an office in South Korea opening soon, an office in China opening soon. That's where the bulk of the analytics will come from, such a huge population there. And Hong Kong and China is open. It's Dubai is opening soon. Kiev in the Ukraine open a very strong office there, and a very strong office and large office and major presence in Warsaw in Poland. And so we come to BitBonds. And if you join us in Omega, BitBonds will become a daily a request of your internet searches. You'll be finding out how many BitBonds did you make, when you want to cash them in, whether you want to reparticipate with them, etc. So let's explain all about that right now. A BitBond, first off, is not a cryptocurrency. This is not a cryptocurrency opportunity, though the opportunity is very crypto-friendly. One BitBond equals €1. It serves as the internal currency to be used for purchasing Omega products. It also serves as the payout currency. And every Monday, you can choose to play a little more with your BitBonds and reparticipate, or indeed, you can extract them as a Bitcoin or as a fiat SEPA transfer, ordinary currency, if you like, paper money, to your bank. But it is Omega's internal payment point. When you purchase an Omega product, you'll transfer either Bitcoin or your fiat currency in, and it'll be transferred into BitBonds. When you have BitBonds and you want to cash out, which you can do every Monday, you can have a choice of Bitcoin or your own particular fiat currency. So this is how you use the BitBonds. For the Omega Active Box, that won't mean a lot to you right now, but Omega Active Box will be the second most looked up thing as you go through the Omega back office. It is the main Omega product. You can use it for Omega Pay to pay in and out on a prepaid card, where you can change it to cryptocurrency or to fiat currency. And for a new mining solution that's coming soon, and we'll show you a picture of the Omega mining farm. And there are also new products about to be announced by Lukasz and Bartosz. Once again, the platform's main product is an active box. And this is a very unique mix of products and offerings that makes you money every single day that you interact with it, okay? The Active Box product, as I say, unique mix of advertising services, marketing research, participation, and activity tasks. So to qualify for profit, users need to be active and prove their activity by completing the Active Box tasks. Now that consists of, number one, an ad watching bonus. This is a daily activity. It takes about 2 minutes. You can do it on the phone, you can do it on your tablet, you can do it on a laptop, you can do it on a train, you can do it on a plane. just about 2 minutes of watching ads, and that's your daily bonus covered. The other two you don't even have to do every day, just once a week, and it covers you for 7 days for those bonuses that just keep on rolling in once you complete these tasks once a week. So in number 2, you got a reward for participation in marketing research via the Omega survey. This is a simple survey. I did it today in less than 1 minute, and all they ask is that you be honest so that the analytics is true. And that covers me for the next 7 days to earn from number 2 of the 3 required activities. The active task completion changes every week. It could be just watch a video. It could be complete another survey. This week, because I mentioned Lukasz and Bartosz are looking very strongly into the energy field, it was a simple thing. Buy an energy drink, take a picture of the front and back of it and send it into us. Within an hour, covered for the next 7 days for the profit sharing from that activity. So the active box, once again, a mix of watching ads, participating in surveys, and 1 active task a week. You can buy an active box for anywhere between 50 Bitbonds and 200,000 Bitbonds. Now, 50 Bitbonds has been proven to be a little steep in some of the developing countries of the world where Omega wants some traction. So Lukasz and Bartosz are considering dropping that to 10 Bitbonds, and that should be happening in the next week or 2. So very soon you'll be able to purchase an active box for just 10 Bitbonds, which makes it accessible to any country in the world. But for the moment, it's 50 Bitbonds to 200,000 Bitbonds. And the profit from all activities, if you complete them in 6 months, is 30%. Now, we say up to 30% because someday you'll probably miss doing a survey, or someday you might forget to do the ads, whatever. But up to 30%, you will get 30% if you complete all of the activities over the 6 months. And in 12 months, 70%. We do say up to 70% just in case you miss 1 or 2. And the notes at the bottom, to qualify for the full income from the package, you are required to watch ads daily and participate in market research surveys and complete tasks, 1 task a week. Okay, so 2 activities once a week and 1 activity per day, which is the easiest of all, the ad watching. And the profits are added to your wallet every single day. So you'll see the Bitbonds adding and accruing into your wallet every day. You can withdraw them. You can extend the active box by another 6 or 12 months and keep going in the program. And you do not have to refer the project to friends or family to make this return. So 30% in 6 months, 70% in 12 months, just for doing the activities, and you don't have to refer the project to friends or family. This is a very interesting slide because it shows if you do a little bit more, that's do your activities, and every Monday reparticipate with your profits, then the earnings go really off the scale compared to the 30% or 70%. Bartosz said very interestingly, when you offer 30% in Western Europe, people think that there's something wrong because it's too much. When you offer 30% in Asia, people think there's something wrong because it's too little. And so the Asians especially love this element of the repurchase or recommit every single Monday. So if you have 1,000 Bitbonds to start, after 6 months, if you reparticipate every Monday with your profits, you'll have 2,453 euro built up, which you can cash out. Or if you continue, you'll have 155 euros per month. On a 12-month active box, the 1-year active box, you will grow 1,000 Bitbonds to 4,506 euros or Bitbonds, because 1 Bitbond is equal to 1 euro, or a 270 euro per month income passively and growing from there. Obviously, with a 10,000 Bitbond start, those numbers multiply by 10, 24,500 euros or 24,500 Bitbonds at the end, giving a monthly income of 1,550. With the 1 year, it's 45,000, giving a monthly income of 2,700, and you can continue with that as it grows for another year. Your profits counted every day. The payout option is every Monday, or you can reparticipate every Monday. And of course, your capital payout is 6 months in these columns and 12 months in the columns on the right. And this introduces us to the compounding effect. Compounding effect is very powerful. If you use a half penny on a chessboard and double it for every square, before you hit the end, you'll be a multi-millionaire. So the compounding effect is very strong here. If somebody decides to reparticipate into the active box 100% from the weekly profit, these are the figures that are available and that you will achieve once the participation is steady and consistent. So that's a very powerful element of the program as well. Where does the money come from, I hear you ask? Well, as I mentioned previously, international money transfers is the mainstay of Expedite's financial revenue at the moment. The Active Box, with 35,000 active members now, we're aiming for 1 million, is becoming the second pillar of activity here. Trading is happening and beginning to happen with cryptocurrency, with derivatives, and with commodities. New traders are joining the head offices in Warsaw and Kiev. And the mining solution is expected to be turned on as soon as the bull run we're just beginning to witness in the crypto market becomes stronger. So this was a source of revenue previously. You could have, let's just say, when Bitcoin was close to $20,000. Now it's about $8,000, and when it hits maybe 10 or 11, Lukasz will decide to turn back on the mining farm and make that another source of revenue for the company. As I mentioned, the trading team is growing in Forex and commodities and crypto, and the results of our traders, Lukasz and Bartosz says, will be available for everyone to see on the Omega platform. So it's certainly well thought out. The two leaders, Bartosz and Lukasz, believe we can be an active community of some huge value to the business model, and that the secret is in the activity and the consistency of everyone doing a little every day. So how can you make money selling Active Box or by getting involved in the Omega program? There are 4 different ways to make money in the career plan. You get a direct bonus, as every salesperson do, if you refer the opportunity to somebody else. You get a binary bonus, which is one of the tried and trusted ways of networking a product around the world. You either go binary or you go single level affiliate or uni level, and you get a team bonus, which is soon to be changed to a matching bonus. This plan was created by a mathematical genius. The team bonus visually is a little difficult to understand. So Paul, the master distributor, Bartosz and Lukasz are working on a matching bonus, which will be much easier to understand and for people to figure out how much they can make. Anybody who knows what a matching bonus can do in a networking business will realize that it could be one of the strongest elements of earnings for you. And there's a very innovative leaders bonus, which I'll come to in a moment as well. The bonus system gives you a percentage, a direct bonus of 6% of your direct referral purchases and repurchases. So the most important word in there is repurchases. If you refer the opportunity to somebody and they buy, for instance, a 10,000 Bitbond Active Box, you'll make 600 Bitbonds in commission. But as they every Monday begin to reparticipate and recommit their profits into the program, you'll also make 6% of this. And this is a growing figure every day. So you bring somebody to the table once and you get paid over and over again if they choose to reparticipate every single Monday. The binary bonus is calculated on your binary structure. Basically, you build a left team and you build a right team. And there is a simple analogy here. You can earn from 5 to 9% in this area for every Bitbond matched between your left and right legs. And the simple example, it really isn't complicated. If you have 10,000 active Bitbonds on your left and 8,000 Bitbonds on your right, so there's 10,000 here and downwards, and there's 8,000 here, and you get paid on the weaker leg. The weaker leg will pay you up to 9%. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, and up to 9% on the value of the Active Box. So strong leg of 10,000 Bitbonds, weak leg 8,000 Bitbonds, you get 9% of 8,000 Bitbonds. That's 720 Bitbonds. And the binary pays through infinite levels. So it could be a couple of hundred people deep that some turnover happens. The system will read it and credit you with those Bitbonds, and there they will stay for life. They will never ever flush, which is another great element of this payment plan. If you start with a 100 Bitbond Active Box, that entitles you to 5% of your weaker leg. As you build with 2,000 Bitbond Active Box, 6%, 5,000 gives you 7%, 10,000 8%, and everybody wants to be here at a 25,000 Bitbond Active Box level, because that gives you the maximum return for your effort in the binary. Every Bitbond purchase is accumulated for life. Most importantly, it does not flush. You could have 20 million Bitbonds on your left and have things happening much slower on your right. The 20 million Bitbonds on your left will wait until one fine day you'll get to claim them all by doing the business on your right-hand side. So the Bitbond purchase is accumulated for life. It does not flush. The team bonus, I'm not going to dwell on because, as I say, it's going to be changed very shortly to a matching bonus, and that will be very, very transparent when that happens. But the leader bonus is very, very innovative. If you introduce someone to this business and they are a superstar or a rock star, as they say, just to use the terms, 10% of the cash equivalent of prizes gained by your direct referrals is yours. So if your direct referral, for instance, gains a BMW worth 50,000, then 10% of that is yours in the cash equivalent of 5,000 euros. So that's a very, very fair element of this career plan as well. And here's the bonus system, the career plan. Lots of companies would wait until they're a year or two old before they even set this out. But you will gain for yourself an iPhone XS worth €1,000 if you develop 100,000 Bitbonds in your overall business. For 300,000, a MacBook Pro. For 800,000, a Leaders Holiday. There's one of them coming up at the end of the year. The Omega Watch for 1,500,000 Bitbonds. If you're really successful and do a business of 10 million Bitbonds, BMW M4. A Ferrari Portofino if you're at 30 million Bitbonds, and very few will get to the last level, but there are those who will. 80 million Bitbonds will give you a €500,000 luxury apartment in an exotic location. So that's the carrot, if you like, to work hard and thrive with the company. So some of the Omega projects that are existing and on tap, we have Omega Pay for paying in and out. We can pay in with bank transfer, the SEPA transfer, a SEPA transfer in your local currency into the system. And ePay is coming soon, which will be an electronic pay system where you can transfer euros, Bitbonds, cryptocurrency, and a very versatile system it will be. Our support languages now exceed the 5 languages you see on the screen. Of course, they also include English, but English, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, and Russian. I believe there are already about 5 more support languages, and Bartosz has said anywhere we get traction in the world with Omega, we will facilitate support in that language within 2 weeks. If we see enough business being done, we will support the support language within 2 weeks by recruitment. The platform itself, you'll often find when you look at opportunities that the platform is available in 1 or 2 languages, maybe English and Spanish, whatever. From Malaysian to Russian to Vietnamese, Japanese, Spanish, Hindi, Italian, Virgin Islands, Czech, Chinese, the Omega platform is available in all these languages. And as we speak, things are moving so fast, many more languages as well. The Omega mobile application is delivered. You can download it on iOS or Android. It helps you easily interact with your Omega back office. And coming soon, Omega Chat. Even though this is very finely tuned and very much available in your back office already, the mobile application for Omega Chat is being developed. It's very much like Facebook Messenger, also once again available on the iOS operating system or on Android. Little picture of Lucas in the mining farm, which is currently non-operational, but with the coming bull run in cryptocurrency, we expect the mining farm to reopen very soon and be another profitable element of revenue for the company. And they've recently introduced a special program. If you become successful with Omega, they will use their expertise in Expedite Consulting to offer you tax optimization advice, cost optimization advice so you can live globally and thrive globally, and a legal and accounting service as well. This is their stock and trade, and this is their offer to leaders cooperating with Omega. Some of the Omega adventures upcoming, I know the next one is going to be in Zanzibar in late October, early November, and these are exclusive expeditions for leaders, the Omega Group entertainment at the highest level, an exclusive and unique experience. And all global events, take a deep breath, lads, are supported by the Omega Angels, model agencies with some of the most beautiful women in the world supporting the Omega global events. And as I mentioned, Bartosz is very much into the energy drink sector and has a lot of expertise in that area. There's an Omega energy drink coming soon. It's going to be launched throughout Europe, Eastern and Western Europe, not going to form part of our payment or reward structure. This will be a serious branding tool when it comes to name recognition and brand awareness for Omega. So we really are looking forward to the Omega energy drink, which is coming soon. The strategy for the next 5 years for Omega, they've already begun registering an investment company in Zurich and Switzerland. This will give us opportunities to introduce people of high net worth who may not be interested perhaps in active box activities or in networking per se, to invest a lot of money with the Zurich office, which will be led by Bartosz and Lucas. And this is a great opportunity for ourselves to introduce people that we know of high net worth and to get a very, very decent finder's fee for bringing them to the table. Bartosz and Lucas are also opening their own licensed financial institution. It's going to be a challenger bank that will challenge the best of what's out there, offering payment services for Omega's clients, payment services and payment cards for Omega's clients, and mobile phone services using Bitbonds in and beyond the Omega platform. And once again, this is the ambition to become the largest market research company in the world. And with Omega's community growing, we're going to become the world's leading online analytics company. But Bartosz and Lucas want to do it in a very, very sharing way. So the key role of the active box is market research, daily activity, and weekly surveys. Once you play along with that, and it's literally 2 or 3 minutes a day, or even less, you will share in the company's profits and overall success on a guaranteed basis, or indeed, if you bring people to the table, the sky's the limit when it comes to super fueling the compounding process. So the commercial use for Omega's business clients all over the world will be massive. For instance, if a company, just to pick one out of the blue, like L'Oreal, wanted to launch a special type of shampoo, and they wanted it to be, of a certain color, a certain texture, a certain perspective, a certain bottle, a certain nozzle, and to gauge its aesthetic appeal between, say, ladies of 18 years and 42 years of age. Once we have 1 million affiliates interacting every day, we'll be able to tell L'Oreal, we have 19,500 of your target demographic in our books. Let's incentivize them to do the L'Oreal survey. And that's just an example. And that survey may take 5, 10, 15 minutes, for which they'll be handsomely rewarded. And a company like L'Oreal will get the information they need to hone their production facilities to put exactly the right product into the marketplace. So our goal is 1 million active members by the end of 2020. We're only at 35,000. So there's a lot of growing and a lot of earning to do with a company like Omega. So thanks for your attention. Please, if you didn't get it all or it didn't sink in, get on to the next presentation. We'll do one probably at the same time tomorrow night. And we'll use the same link, if that makes it easy for everybody. But for now, we'll thank you for your attendance. I'll stop the recording and we will open the microphones for anyone to ask questions if and as you wish. Thank you, and we hope you join us on this very exciting journey with Omega.